Hey you guys, I'm filming on April 1st and I've had two Taxol infusions now. I had one yesterday and one last Wednesday. I waited to make this video just so that I could really give you an idea of what's been going on with the Taxol since I switched off of the AC. And I told you from the very beginning that I was going to be really honest about my feelings and what I'm going through. These videos are not just to keep you guys updated, but it's to help anyone else in the future that might ever come across them who's going through these things too. And also just for me to document my journey. And I really want to look back and remember and know what I was really going through. So I don't even know, maybe it shows in my face, but my spark is gone. Like, I still have fight in me. I want to beat this. I still have joy. I find a lot of joy in the little things. I find a lot of joy in my God. And I have done things to change up even just my room or my area over here. I'll do like a video here in a couple minutes. I'm going to switch over and I'm going to just do a video on my phone and show you just some of the things in my room that have brought me joy, because I think that's really important to find things that make you happy, because this is not fun. Um, and I think that that spark will come back. I think it's just a roller coaster. It's okay to just feel your feelings like they really are. So for me, I'm just getting tired of going to chemo. I'm getting tired of the chairs. I'm getting tired of the beeping noises. I'm getting tired of how sad it is to go and see just so many people who are fighting too, and I just hurt for them. And I sit in the chair and I try to pray for them while I'm there. And I'm thankful that my situation isn't worse, because it could be, but it's still just hard. It's hard to think about the upcoming surgery. Like, part of me thinks, okay, well, as long as I'm in chemo, I'm not getting surgery. Like, I'm scared, I'm terrified of surgery. And I've talked to a lot of doctors and nurse practitioners and nurses that have really talked me kind of off the ledge of that fear. And I know that the surgery is what is actually ultimately going to be removing the cancer. So it's a good thing. And a lot of people have this surgery every day. It's just scary. It's scary to remove a part of myself. It's scary to even think that I'm in this situation at all, because I never thought I would be. And so that's just kind of where I'm at emotionally, is I've just been kind of sad and I haven't really wanted to share a video. So I waited till I really just had, more information about my chemo to share with you, and then I just wanted to feel good enough to tell you what I've been feeling. I think part of it is the month of March itself is just a very sad month for me. I experienced three losses back to back 3 years ago in the month of March, and those anniversaries are just very difficult for me. Um, it's it's hard to think about them coming up. It's hard to experience those days over and over again in my mind, and it's hard to keep going when the anniversaries are over and I'm still grieving, still remembering them, but life just keeps going on, and I have to go with it. And so I think that's definitely attributed to a lot of the feelings I've been having this month. Um, I also just kind of, in my mind, like thinking about chemo, I'm not even halfway through. And there's still a lot of really bad side effects that I haven't had that I definitely could have and possibly will have. Like, one of the things with Taxol, they say, is the neuropathy that people get in their hands and feet. And everyone that I've ever talked to that's been on it gets it. And so I'm just really not looking forward to that. And then, like I had mentioned in a previous video, the possibility of your nails falling off is something that happens later on in chemo as well. If it's going to happen, it doesn't happen to everyone. But that makes me nervous too. I'm just kind of tired of always not feeling good. I just I just want to like be happy and like feel okay. And I know this is temporary and I know that it's curable. So those are all things that keep me going, things that are positive in the experience. Um, but I will move on now to my actual side effects. So for the Taxol, they did warn me that sometimes people in either the first or the second infusion will actually have a reaction in the chair to the Taxol. So they give you pre-meds. They gave me dexamethasone, Pepcid, and Benadryl before the Taxol to prevent this. It did not happen to me. I didn't have any reactions. And they said since I didn't for the first or second that likely I won't have any reactions in the future. So that's good. The Taxol itself was like just sitting in the chairs, no big deal. The chemo is kind of always the same. It doesn't hurt or it just makes me feel tired, especially with the Benadryl. And I just sit there and I watch my shows or read a book or something. And then I'm usually fine still the day of. So today's like the day after. I'll tell you the day after on AC, I did not feel good. And the day after on Taxol, I can feel that I'm not going to feel good, but I still feel like I can get up, I can go downstairs, I can see my family, I can live my life and choose when to take breaks and sit down, but I'm not just stuck in my room or stuck in my bed, which is a big difference for me. So that's really good. The other things that I'm feeling, some of the new things I'm feeling that are Taxol and different from the AC, hot flashes. I am having so many hot flashes, especially at night. Just basically the whole night is like one big hot flash. I can't really sleep with covers on. Thank goodness we have an AC unit in the room, so I literally keep it down at like 62 degrees in my room. And my husband's just next to me, like all bundled up. But that helps me get through it. So that's not fun, but usually during the day it backs off and it's not so bad. And it just kind of comes on at night. I'm not really getting like night sweats or anything, just feeling hot. So yeah, get some comfortable jammies that are like shorts and a tank top or something, and maybe a really light sheet or something like that instead of your blankets, because it's not fun. Oh, I did notice for the first time, so I didn't have this with AC. I did have it on the Neulasta, but I'm not getting Neulasta or Neupogen with the Taxol. I do notice sometimes I have just like aches and pains. I didn't really have that on the AC, so I don't know if it's Taxol related or if it's just the fact that I'm kind of back out of bed and I'm moving around and picking up my daughter and I have regular everyday life aches and pains, but it's more like just muscle aches and pains just kind of all over at different times, and it's not always really bad, but it's there. I do have moments where I just feel lightheaded or I feel weak. Those are some of the same things I was feeling on AC. I feel out of breath, but I will say that it's not as intense. And then, so I can tell you about last week. So Wednesday had the infusion. Thursday I did fine. Friday got that feeling of just kind of being worn out and out of breath and shaky. And then Saturday was my worst day. I really didn't get out of bed on Saturday. I just kind of forced myself to rest. And I think that was a really good idea. I think if I had tried to go do stuff or hang out with my kids and hang out downstairs, that I would have made it worse for myself the next day. So Saturday I just slept most of the day and hydrated and stayed up here. And then Sunday I felt pretty much back to myself. I could still tell I was a little tired, but then Monday I was like living my life again. So I'm really thankful that the Taxol is not so bad, and I'm really hopeful that some of those horrible side effects I talked about earlier won't be part of my journey, but they might, and if they are, I will push through that when it comes. In the end, I have to keep my mind on the fact that this is all worth it and that I'm strong and that I have to keep being there for my family. And someday, this will all be a very distant memory. So I can do this. I can do it now, um, even though it isn't fun. I also wanted to mention to you that the nurses told me that I could get lidocaine for my port. So when they access your port, they push the needle through the skin and it's uncomfortable. It's not unbearable. I did it fine without lidocaine my first 4 doses, or my first 5 doses. But yeah, so they called it in for me before this week and I tried it out and it was amazing. I couldn't feel the needle go in at all. So it's definitely worth it. If you aren't using that and you're in chemo, it's available. So as long as you don't have any issues with lidocaine, then they should be able to call that in for you. And if you're feeling that poke and you don't like it, you just put it on 30 minutes beforehand. They tell you to put plastic wrap over it. What I did was I took a Ziploc bag and I cut it into squares and then put my little square pieces into another Ziploc bag and I just put that in my chemo bag with my lidocaine in the bag. I don't want to take up too much time, but I did just want to take my phone around my room and just show you some of the things that I have changed or put up or added or that people have given me that give me hope, that give me strength. And also, I know that I alluded to a wig video, and I will say I'm still planning on doing one, but I really wanted to have a lot of fun with that video. And like I said, I just haven't really been in that zone for the last couple of weeks. So I'm hoping that pretty soon I will be able to do the wig fashion show video for you and kind of show off the wigs that I've gotten, because I am excited to show them to you. I know you guys have been waiting for it, and I will get there. I just really wanted to not feel like I was just doing it because I said I would, but doing it because I really wanted to and I felt good about it. So I think that coming up in the month of April, the days are longer and we're actually switching to a new cancer center that's really new and pretty and bright, and I'm excited about that. So maybe the chairs I sit in will be a little nicer and the room I sit in will be a little brighter. Maybe those things will uplift me as well. I know that your prayers and your thoughts have uplifted me so much. So I really believe that coming up into this month, which also is going to mark my halfway point after 2 more infusions, will just be a time when I can get that spark back. So thank you for listening. I'm going to go ahead and switch over now to the video of showing you some things around my room, and then I will say goodbye, and we'll do this again in a couple weeks. Bye, guys. Okay, so here we are. This is where I film my videos. This is where I have my side table set up, and this was my original side table. My husband bought me this one because I can keep things in it. So the top drawer is my medications. The second drawer is like hats and socks and things that I need during the night or that I need just close by. And the bottom is where I keep my books and journals and things like that that I want to pull out and read or use while I'm here. So on my little side table, I've got my phone charger and I've got this. I love Milky Way Dark. So I bought a bunch of these. I get like a bag every week and I just have them up here, and I don't always eat them all every week. Sometimes I share them with my kids and stuff. But it makes me feel joyful just to have one of my favorite candies up here for myself. This is a lavender face, like it's kind of got like little beads in it. It's very soft and super cute, and it goes on your eyes like an eye mask. And it's just, I use it for headaches, but I also use it just to kind of calm me down if I'm feeling panicked or just feeling worried. But a very good friend of mine gave me this in a special little box, and I just absolutely love it, and I use it tons. It's probably the thing in the box that I use the most. This is a picture of me and my husband. This was just days after finding out that I had cancer, and we went on a little vacation getaway together, and I have one of those fun Polaroid cameras, and we call it the magic camera because no bad pictures ever come out of it. Like, I'm so worried because I won't be able to delete or edit any of them, but it just only makes good pictures. So that's us, and I like to keep it as a reminder because that is us just deciding that we're going to do this and we're going to beat this. And that's what we were talking about right before the picture, and it just gives me strength to look at it. Here I have a little worry stone that my son gave me. It's got that kind of indent groove, and something about just like muddling around in your hand with it or moving it around in your hand makes me just feel calm. And this is blue turquoise and white turquoise that my son had some rocks in his collection, and he gave me those. So those give me a reminder as well. This necklace was actually the last, I'll give you a little close up. It was the last birthday present I ever gave to my best friend. She passed away 3 years ago. She's one of the losses that I mentioned earlier in my video, and it made its way back into my hands, and it makes me feel like she's with me. I wear it to my chemo appointments, or just whenever I need a boost, and it helps. So then we have my other side table that I just kind of moved off to the side. So this is my beautiful salt lamp. I just absolutely love it. I love the light that it puts off, and it just is cheery and comforting to me. And then this is a sign: difficult roads often lead to beautiful destinations. I need to hear those words all the time. And this is yet another thing that made its way into my hands from my best friend's mom after she passed away. So it was just something that I didn't even know how much I was going to need it. But if you're watching or listening, thank you so much, Sarah, because it has given me strength. And this is a little air plant from the same friend who gave me this. It came in the box, and I'm determined to keep it alive because it gives me just like, gives me strength thinking about, hey, this is my job now. I'm going to keep this thing alive, and I'm going to keep myself alive, and we're going to survive together, because I'm terrible at keeping plants alive, even ones that only need a little tiny bit of water. But I'm doing good so far. So there she is. This is my breast cancer awareness gnome. He is adorable. This is from another good friend of mine, and she is fighting this battle alongside of me. So when I look at it, I remember to pray for her. I remember to think of her, and I remember how much she loves and cares about me, and she's praying for me as well. And it's always nice to have people who are fighting with you. I'm going to pan over here a little bit and show you. There's a little door here where there's an attic, and my son drew me a couple of pictures. And so I'm determined. I told him, just keep drawing pictures, because I'm going to put them everywhere. And I might even give my daughter some paper, and just whatever she comes up with, I'll stick it up here too, and just have kind of a bunch of pictures from my kids to encourage me and look at. I also have this up here that my husband made for me on Mother's Day after my daughter was born. And so I keep these things close to me because they make me feel stronger. They make me feel better. And you probably also noticed that I changed the decor above my bed to the lyrics, some lyrics of my favorite song. So this song gives me strength too. It's a song called Oceans by Hillsong. If you have the chance to look it up, I would. It's a beautiful song. And it just gives me strength to think about those things. Okay, and the last thing I'm going to show you is my Christmas tree, our sparkly star and all of our ornaments. And it's just a small artificial Christmas tree that we've kept up in our room. But we just decided this year to leave it up because this year was really hard at Christmas time. We found out I had cancer. I had my biopsy on the 23rd and found out on the 28th, and I just feel like I got cancer for Christmas. And I feel like as long as I keep this up, it just gives me that hope that maybe next Christmas I can celebrate without cancer. And it's just beautiful, and I love Christmas, and if it could be Christmas all year round, I'd be fine with that. So that's what my husband and my kids gave me, was Christmas all year round, and they love it too. So it's definitely given me a little bit of that extra strength, that extra boost that I needed. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off of my video here. I just want to say again, thank you guys so much for your love. Thank you for your prayers. Thank you for following my journey. I do want to continue to keep you updated. I want to continue to let you know how I'm doing. So I'm going to I'm gonna post every 2 weeks unless I decide to do something in the middle and pop it up there on my channel. We'll see. One of those might be my wig video or something like that. But as far as I know now, I will come back in 2 weeks with another video. So peace out. Thank you guys. Bye.